Oh, here I am. Man, I got a like already and don't even have anybody on here yet. That's pretty cool. There we got one person. My lovely hairdo. That's called working man's hairdo. Since I got roped into working today anyway. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Say something. All right. Hello. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Saturday night live stream. It's according to the clock behind me, it's 5 after 8. I've been MIA for almost a month. I've excuse me, got a video that I'm gonna put out anyway to kind of explain everything that's been going on. Kind of boring stuff, really, but you'll understand once you watch the video. But we're gonna let a few more people come in here, and we got somebody else just popped in. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Oh, we lost one already. Uh-oh. Wonder what happened to his. I got on Instagram and it says, "Rest in peace, Fireball." (5/22/21). That's today. So I just responded. You know, there's something I wanted to see. Well, that didn't last long. I'm just going to gab at nobody, apparently. I was thinking about doing that two-tone look on Scarlet and making the making the top of it, the body black like the new ones, or the 4th gen, and I don't think it looks very good. So anyway, yeah, I'm just browsing around. Holy cow, look at all the junk on top of that battery. Good night. What the heck's that in? You know, as a technician, this kind of stuff here just scares me to death. When you see all that stuff on top of a battery like that. I mean, I guess it works, but that's, to me, I'd rather have it another way. I'm kind of picky on my wiring. But, you know, whatever works. There's a big following coming out anymore. Third gen owners. It's pretty cool to see. Lots of people with great ideas. I've actually joined Third Gen's Facebook page, which is pretty cool. Of course, they asked me, it says, "What does your car run on?" And I put on their bald eagles. I guess whatever works. So anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to need to find a cover for Scarlet because I don't know when I'm ever going to be able to get to it, get it done. And seems like maybe the best idea. Now that's pretty cool. A clear roll-up door. That's pretty neat. Thanks for the likes. And got another one dropping in. I'm just rattling right now, guys, because I don't know how many people's going to show up. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm just kind of browsing Instagram while I'm waiting for some more people to come in. And there is a yellow IROC. That's a hardtop car, too. Cruising and wifey spotted fellow third gen. Awesome. I don't know how you all feel about LS swapping a third gen. I'm kind of one of those people where I'd rather have the factory in there because there's so much you can do with the factory stuff, and you don't have the hassle and the aggravation of swapping everything over. Huh. Wow, this guy looks like he's got a different rear tail fin on there. Feel free to stop in and leave me a comment or something on there, y'all. I see a couple of you out there. I mean, say, hey, what's going on? What's going on? As my friend up in Michigan would say. I haven't seen her in a bunch of years. I still talk to her occasionally, but, we lead different lives, so. Fireball Mullet put out there, he's put a video out for how much it cost him to do his LSA swipe. No, I had a bunch going on and I'll probably do a video on it just because there's not that many people here, and maybe it'll explain it a little better when I can sit down and go through it and edit and everything else so it looks right, but not looks right, but looks right, sounds right, whatever. But yeah, so I don't know if you all know who I just heard on I think it was Newsmax. I was watching. No, no, Bill. I had that thing a long time before it was even a thing. Right when they first started releasing it, I'm pretty sure I had it because it wiped me out for like a week and a half. But no, I got some other things that went on, and I'll, like I was saying, I'll put a video out and explain it to you. I'll probably record it in the morning. That, and I'm in the process of building a new computer for me because I am outgrowing this computer very fast. So I'm building a new to me editing computer, because I edit all my stuff on a desktop instead of doing it on laptop. I just the processing power of a desktop's much better. You can have much more storage space too, because I keep all my raw videos and my edited videos. I don't throw anything away, just in case I would ever have to go back to it. And like, for instance, the video I did for doing the install for L to the W, that went good, except I made some rookie mistakes on showing some stuff I shouldn't have shown. And that was kind of a privacy thing, but I took the video down just to protect his interest. And, you know, he emailed me and he was rather upset, which he had every right to be. I mean, I goofed. I didn't catch it. And so I just took it down until the time being, till I can get it re-edited and reposted. But, I mean, there was good response on it anyway, which was really nice. You guys are really showing some love. And a lot of you reached out when I hadn't posted anything for a while, and, you know, were concerned with it. And I was tickled to death that y'all were thinking of me. That meant quite a bit. It really did. Wow, that looks pretty good. That's pretty neat. But I do get on Instagram every once in a while, and, well, I get on there much. I don't post as much as everybody else does, but I enjoy what's out there. And freshly packaged meals, expensive. Yeah, I'd like to get to a point where, man, that's a good looking car. They're just sexy cars, guys. The third gens, in my book. I guess I'm kind of biased since I have one or two. So if you're coming in, you're just stopping by, hit me a thumbs up if you would, please. And drop a line, say hello, and see what's going on. I know it's kind of hard for everybody to get out here on a Saturday night, and I've thought about doing this on Sundays during the day, but I don't know how many of y'all would if it'd be better for do it on a Sunday. You'll have to leave me a comment and let me know if it would work better for a Sunday, or if I could actually get some more people in here. It'd be great. But yeah, anyway, thank you for the thumbs up. Make sure to drop a line. Anyway, what I was going to tell you is that, you know, through the well, anyway, I'm drawing a blank here. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tired. I've been out of town for, well, about a week. The wife and I decided to make a road trip and went up north to my mom's place. Striptease. Nobody wants to see my ugly butt naked. That's for sure. YouTube would probably shut me down right then. But yeah, we went up north to visit my mom for Mother's Day, and we actually surprised her. And I've got a little video clip that I'll put in my video. It was great. She was definitely surprised. It was a good time. Got to visit a lot of my old friends that I've had up there. One of my best friends, tall Italian guy. He's still the same guy that I remember, and he's also got he's had several third gens. In fact, he was the one I told you about that had the 82 in it and had a huge comp cam in it with a 5-speed, no interior to speak of, so it was really loud, and the rear end howled. It was crazy, but he had that one. I don't know if he got his parents, because his parents had an 87 hardtop, black on black, virtually untouched and low miles, if I remember right. The thing doesn't have hardly any miles on it, but it sat outside all the time, and the paint was faded on it. So I think he's got that in storage somewhere. But anyway, in his place, he's got an 86. 86 that I built the tranny for back in, oh shoot, it had to been around 2007, and it's virtually got no miles on it. So anyway, he's still got it. He's still got an engine for it, but he hasn't had time to jack with it, and he'd actually asked me if I'd want to finish it for him, but I was like, man, I don't have any place to do it right now. I don't have any time to do it, as I'm so buried. I've got so many projects here at the house to take care of. So maybe someday, I don't know. I just have to play it by ear. What's up, Mr. Jerry? New tablet, huh? Right on. I've got this old dude here. This is a Samsung Tab E. It's been super reliable. Still works. I just don't use it that much. I've got a Tab A also that I really like. Oh, goodness, Zoe. Yeah, it's just terrible. Yes, I know. Everybody can hear you, right? That's Zoe. She's getting up there in age, and she talks a lot, and I don't think she can hear herself. I don't have your address for sending you my videos. Well, just send it to my email address, Jerry. That's as simple as my your new efforts videos transmissions. Yeah, it's just iRockinZ at Gmail. Just send it there. I mean, it'll take it. Here, come here. You want to? Yeah. This is Zoe, and she is rather boisterous. Of course, she won't turn around and look at the camera. The story behind her is my wife got her for a friend of hers. And then turns out she couldn't have cats. And I couldn't let her go back to a pound or something like that because she'd probably never get adopted or anything like that. And I was like, well, let's just keep her. And so we've had her ever since. And as she's gotten older, I think she's gotten more deaf. And of course, she's got some cataracts going on too. And it seems like cats have allergies. So she's a little snotty at times. But she was the first one to greet us when we got back in town. We put another 3,300 miles on old Bessie. That's our escape, by the way. No incidents whatsoever. I took plenty of tools and stuff like that, but she's getting up there in age, so she's got over 280 on her now. And wife informs me, says, we need to give her a rest. It's like, all right. So when we get back, and then I get in the Honda to take off in it, and it goes click, 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 click. I was like, all right. So the battery in the Honda was 5 years old. So I'd say I got my use out of it. So I had to ended up having to put a battery in that. Getting anxious to do a little camping. We got some camping coming up. Well, I mean, it is a certain size on that input shaft for the O-ring. The GM ones used to be orange in color. They were just coated, but they should come in a kit. I don't know that you can put a universal one in there. I haven't tried that. But if you need just that O-ring, a lot of times your transmission shops will sell them, and so will the dealership. You can buy just that O-ring. Sometimes if you buy it from the dealership, though, it'll come in packs of 5. So you have packs of 5 or packs of 10. But I would definitely replace it if you're, replacing the converter. Also on your 77 Camaro, if you are putting a stall converter in it, make sure to put an additional auxiliary transmission cooler on it, because that torque converter builds up extra heat, and that is rough on a transmission. Heat is the number one killer of an automatic. But yet what cracks me up is these new ones, like the 6L80s they put in most everything, they've got a thermostat on the cooler lines. And that thermostat is set to open like 167 degrees. And they'll run that transmission, around 200 most of the time, which to me, that's too hot for a transmission. But what do I know? They're the engineers. But yeah, like I said, I don't know that it's special. I just know that the ones that come in a kit are usually orange. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to have some videos coming out for you here once I get back in the rhythm of editing. I've been out for almost a month, and believe it or not. In fact, I think it's been exactly a month since my last post, and I apologize for that. What you need a carburetor for? Yeah, I mean, they put 700s behind carbureted. In fact, my other 87 that I've got out there used to be a carbureted IROC. with a 700 R4 in it. So yeah, I mean, that was common practice. But anyway, I got some bad news on a 480 build that I did, and like I said, I'll explain that in the video here once I get back in the rhythm. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording a bunch and trying to get some transmission stuff done. I went to try to buy a press today, a shop press. I was going to buy one of the cheapy ones from Harbor Freight, but I go in there and it says, well, it comes in like 2 different boxes and we got 1 or 2 boxes. So I says, well, how about the, yep, it would still have the Quadrajet. So I says, well, okay, how about the 12 ton? It says, well, that comes in 3 boxes and we only got 2 of the 3 boxes. And I got, well, how come you got a tag out there trying to sell it if you haven't get everything to put it together? Well, it's the display model and we have to put the tags on. It's like, really? The other one didn't have a tag in it. So anyway, I've been trying to get this one on. I found one that I wanted, and it was a tabletop, which I don't really need a floor press, so to speak, but this tabletop one was pretty nice. It had an actual ram on it instead of a bottle jack that it uses. It's, you know, it's a little better in my book, but every time I try to get it, it says it doesn't know when they're going to get it back in. And in fact, I'll even look it up real quick, because I had it saved. Every time I get in there, it says it's, oh, wait a minute. Looks like it went up in price. Oh, it is in stock too. It did go up in price a little bit. That figures. Imagine that. But it's a lot nicer one than you'd get to $75 for delivery too. 2 price changes. It says it went down in price, but I don't think so. Looks like it went up. But I don't much care for the ones that are, and that one looks even shorter. Do. Well, I was going to share it with you, but I can't figure out how to do it. But, oh, there we go. Copy that. All right. Paste. All right. There's the address if you all want to check it out, the one I was looking at. Yeah, and believe it or not, our company at work has the same 20-ton floor or Harbor Freight press and it works okay, but I don't know. It's just chintzy to me. Purple border collie on your lockup. You could actually probably run that off of some sort of. I'm sure there's a way to make like a vacuum switch. It runs off the manifold vacuum and just supplies power to the clutch under certain load conditions. Because that's basically what they do on ones that are computer controlled, is they go off an engine load. There ought to be something that you can do, like a pressure transducer or something like that, under certain vacuum, and it flips a relay or something to supply power. But other than that, you could just use a toggle switch, really. I mean, that's pretty simple to run it that way if you wanted to do it that way. But yeah, I can't believe they actually had this thing back in stock. Too bad it's just, man. I'd just like to have a decent press. One that's a little better than the Harbor Freight Special. They got this one Best Auto hydraulic press. But it doesn't have very good ratings. This OEM tool ratings has got almost a 5-star rating on it. That's kind of why I checked it out. And it looks like it's built pretty good too. I mean, I'm going to have to break down and buy a press someday. Just not quite ready to do that, I guess. I need to get some more stuff sold first. Anyway. Man, if you found one at a flea market and didn't buy it, I would have done that. I had this, when I had my shop, I had this one that this guy sold me. This thing was huge. It was heavy. Somebody put casters on the bottom of it, which made it work pretty good. But it was all mechanical. There wasn't a jack on it to fail. It had a twist, like a big twist deal. It also had a pull crank for doing quick action, but you could actually twist this thing. Then it had like a ratcheting lever that actually spun the shaft down, and that's how it worked. Man, that thing worked good. Yeah, it's one of those things that are, I wish I never sold it when I sold all the assets from the building, or the shop, but that's the way it goes, Have my wife get a second job. No, that won't work either. You almost wish I had enough tooling to be able to make my own, but I don't. Plus, steel's gotten outrageous. Everything's gotten outrageous lately. Wood prices are stupid. Steel prices are stupid. Gas prices are getting there. Groceries are stupid. Anyway, I'm not going to get on my soapbox tonight, but I'm going to try to get off here. Oh, we'll do this for about another 20 minutes. Like I said, I got a lot to do tomorrow. I need to get up somewhat early in the morning and get the ball rolling, get out there and get some stuff done. Get some videos recorded for y'all. He has, I don't think he's still on here now, but he was. Mr. L to the W. He said that he emailed me the other day and he was having a little deal with it. Seemed like it hung in gear, and I told him to back the TV cable off a little bit, which should be fine for that transmission, because I upped the pressures. And he says that he backed it off like 2 or 3 clicks or something like that, and he said it shifts perfect. He says it's firm, but it's not harsh. Yep, he's still here. He'll tell you himself. He said it's firm but not harsh, and he says the shifts are on point, and I'm just tickled to death. I mean, a lot of time went into that transmission, so I just wanted it to be right. But at any rate, yeah, if you haven't checked out L to the W's new page, which is Vetruski Travels, it's not new, but he's been out there for a while. He's been doing a bunch of camping stuff and really interesting stuff to watch. So you got to check him out. I bought a pressure washer on Amazon about 2 weeks ago for $729. Yeah, buy big stuff now before it goes up. I hear you. I mean, everything's going up. So, yeah, it's been an interesting month, to say the least. But like I said, I'll put a video. I'm going to detail everything that's been going on, but I don't want to do it here. Better do it in a video, and you guys can watch it at your leisure or leisure. Anyway, yeah, I got roped into working today. That was interesting. Toyota Camry radiator and air conditioner repairs. Oh, that's pretty easy stuff there. But I got to messing with this Chevrolet Trax, and it said a bunch of different codes. If you didn't know anything about those, they got a 1.4 liter in it. Yeah, Bill, don't get me started on that. I'm right there with you. Yeah, we haven't hardly got any. It's been slim pickings to get any vehicles. In fact, I ordered 2 transmissions this week for 2 different cars. And one of them, they were able to snag from another dealer because it was going to back order. But the one I had to order a 6L80 for a pickup. because their policy there at our shop is if it's out of warranty or it's got over 100,000 miles on it, we just put a box in it, which in reality, that's the best way to go. But anyway, the 6L80, as soon as they ordered it, it back ordered. And the reason why it back ordered is because the TCM is internal to the transmission. So their chip shortages is not just for chips to run the car. It's actually transmissions and stuff like that. Any of them that have got the internal control modules, you're just kind of SOL, So, we're in the same boat right now. I'm still waiting on a 6L80 for this Silverado, but I can't do anything with it because they don't have any chips to put in the TCM. So, I mean, what do you do? Like I said, they won't let me rebuild it. Although if it gets too long with no end in sight, I may tell them to say, hey, look, what do you want to do? You want to rebuild this thing or you want to just let it sit here? So usually that kind of changes the picture a little bit. But I'll let them make that decision. I'm not going to. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, I kind of like my older stuff. I mean, some of the new stuff's good. Ever since the 18s and up, I think they're getting a little bit too much technology in them. Yeah, I'm back, Kenny. I'm back. Had a little siesta. I don't know if it was a siesta, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, stuff that frustrates you is when you fight one of these cars, you like these little tracks that I'm working on. It was setting an engine under boost because they're turboed, and fuel trim lean, a manifold absolute pressure sensor performance, excuse me, and one other one. But anyway, what happens on these is they've got a plastic intake on the back, and inside the PCV, there's like a little diaphragm in there. It's it's kind of like a one-way diaphragm to keep it and keep the crankcase in certain pressure. Well, I'll get into that here in just a second, Bill. But anyway, that valve deteriorates and it comes out, and then it starts sucking air, and it ruptures there's a PCV diaphragm on top of the cam cover, and it ruptures and it'll start sucking air there, and then it'll pull the seal out for the front crank, and so you basically have to replace the cam cover and then the intake and the front seal, which I did all that, and I was still getting lean engine code. The thing wouldn't hardly run. It was just weird stuff. Sprayed it down, carb cleaner, couldn't find anything. So I ended up pulling the rail back out, and I was like, well, maybe those O-rings are questionable. So I put the O-rings on the injector rail and put it back in. That solved my lean problem. Then it had this squeak or this whistle, so to speak, and it was annoying. I couldn't, no way you can ship a car that way. Well, I ended up taking the cam cover back off, reseating the seal that goes around, put it back on. It was fixed, but it was just frustrating. Crazy had the 17 Camaro tuned, one price to unlock the engine ECM, the other price if you want. Yeah. Yeah, HP tuners is quite expensive. The HP tuner is a little module that they use for it. It's just a high-speed communication device, basically. But that's not too bad. That's about $500. But each time you have to get credits to unlock the software. That's what L to the W is talking about, or Vet Risky Travels. You have to buy credits for each one. Every time you do it, it's like $200 or something like that. It for like 2 credits, and it's only good for that car. So I mean, it's not like you can take it to another car. So if you program a lot, you're better off to buy it, and you understand why the programmers charge what they do to do HP tuners is because they have to buy the license to be able to unlock the ECM or whatever they're programming to make everything work. So that's where they get their money from. And Bill, on the technology, yeah, the technology's been there, but I'm going to tell you, I've got a 21 Cadillac that I'm working on right now that is just insane. All the little nuances that they put on this, it's a Escalade, by the way. All the nuances that they put on it, all the modules that have to communicate. There's 5 different networks in this thing. There's a MOST network, a LIN network, CAN bus, low speed, all sorts of different stuff. I mean, it's crazy how many modules are in this Cadillac. And they've got this new feature with these soft open and soft close windows. It's pretty cool, but I guarantee you there's going to be a problem with that down the road. And the whole dash is one great big LCD screen. I kid you not. And I'm just waiting for the first one of them to fail. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I mean, people are driven by gadgetry, if that makes any sense. We like our gadgets. We like our buttons. We like the coolness factor of having that great big screen on there and this holy cow, this cool interior. And here's another example for you. The interior lights actually are RGBs, and they change colors as it goes. It's absolutely crazy. Like the floor lights on this Cadillac, when you open the door, it starts out as red, then it goes green, blue, and a whole, array of different colors. It's crazy. Now, who thought of that was going to be, something they needed? But somebody bought it. I mean, it's a dang nice vehicle. I'm going to tell you that. But so what I'm actually fighting on this Cadillac is a transmission concern. Granted, this thing has 4,900 miles on it. It's practically brand new. And this thing would almost give you whiplash going in and out of lockup torque converter, because it's got a 10-speed in it. And it's just like this. I mean, it's just back and forth. And I mean, you can't hardly drive it. And when I had one of the other techs go for a drive with me, and we were so I'm driving this thing, and I got the laptop hooked up to it, and I'm like playing with the torque converter, and I switched it on. And as soon as I switched it on, the surgeon went away, and it was great. It drove fine. Turned it off, drove fine. Had a hell of a stall in it, but I mean, it drove just fine. So we pull up to this light, and we're going around the corner. We're pulling up to the light, and the thing stalls. Well, it turns out the torque converter never unlocked. Even though the TCM told it to unlock, it never unlocked. So there was a valve sticking in the valve body nonetheless. Once we got it started again, took off and went. But So needless to say, I got to put a valve body in it. And another thing about this Cadillac has got 4-wheel air ride suspension, full on air ride. I mean, it's not air assist. I mean, it's air ride. You can adjust this thing to go up and down. There's a great big stainless tank with some high pressure lines in it. I think this thing holds, I think it's rated up to like 320 pounds in this tank. This tank is probably, I'd say it's probably about that long. It's stainless. It's about that big around. I know this is no perception because this won't make any sense. But anyway, it's got high pressure lines to it, and it's got air springs all the way around it. So that Cadillac rides on air, and I'm going to tell you, this thing rides pretty nice. But, and Bill, I agree. Gadget stuff doesn't belong on a lot of the vehicles. And I'd say at least 90% of what we're seeing problems with is electrical issues, communication issues, electrical issues. We have seen some engine issues already on the new ones, more so than the old ones. They've still got some bugs to work on the dynamic fuel management, but they'll get them. But that's why you never buy like a first model year of a change, you know. Oh man, that water tastes good. So, yeah, it's a trip. Anyway, so I got coming up, I've got videos for, hey, there you are, Mr. Luther. I know if you're going to make it out tonight. I'm sure you were outside doing some stuff like you usually do. Bill, speaking of electronics, you've seen the latest deal on the Maricopa County election deal. They're saying now that they're going to have to purchase new voting machines because the machines are no longer up to the task. How convenient. Anyway, I'm going to get off that because I don't want to get started on that. Coming up, I have some 4L80 videos. I need to re-edit, make some changes to the final video for L to the W for things I goofed on. I've got another 4L60E to build. A buddy of mine had me build another one for him. I'm having trouble believe it or not, I'm having trouble getting some parts. Just some simple stuffs that you usually have to replace every time you do a build. These parts are getting kind of tough to watch, or tough to find. Right now, I've been waiting on this one part. I've got my favorite stuff. I know that's backwards to you, but got that. And I forget what I ordered in this. I think this is the other. These are getting hard to find. These reaction shafts. And you know, if you ever watched the other ones, when I show you, they wear these teeth right in here. They'll have grooves cut in it. And then, of course, they wear right here where the bushing is. But I ordered reverse input housing, which is the drum that the band rides on. And the place I got it from, I won't name names yet because they're trying to correct it. I got somebody else's part for a 6075. Or it was a 6040 or 6075, one of the two. Anyway, it's front drive. Got no use for it. It's a 3.5 reverse housing, loaded, which means it's got the clutches on it. Didn't need, I got no use for that. But I've been having trouble finding some parts. I mean, some of the hard parts are, I don't know if they're just not making it, or it's the demand for it's been down because of nobody wanting to work, or I don't know, but stuff needs to change pretty quick, as it's affecting everybody. Yeah, I think that whole administration's crazy, Jerry. That's just my opinion. But we'll pray something happens in the midterms coming up. Something good. Anyway, got that 4L60E to build. I still got Scarlett's 4L60E. Well, good evening, Mr. Schumacher. If I said that right, I probably butchered it, but hey, what's going on? Yeah, Biden is definitely a puppet. I'm wondering if that what's her nuts is actually doing the running. I think a bomb just needs to go through that place. Anyway. Jerry, isn't that the one you just built? Oh, hey, Steven, what's your take on well, yeah, she needs to go too, but I was thinking of more of Pelosi. She's probably the evil witch, probably running the whole show. What's your take on what's happening with Newsom? He's kind of trying to weasel his way out of the whole thing. All I can say is it's definitely an interesting world that we're in right now. So, hi, Miss Bailey. What you doing, sweetie? What you doing? What you doing? What? Hey. That's enough of that. Jerry, I think everybody's in agreement with that. There's nothing out there. Hey, what's going on? And yeah, I'd say he's hush. He's one of the last ones I'd want to see run for president. That's for sure. We got some pretty good choices as far as some candidates to run for office. That's for sure. All right, Jerry. Have a good night. But yeah, we've got a lot of good choices to run for a presidential candidate. Lots of good choices. Our Republican Party needs to get some kahunas and stand up. We need to keep pushing back. That's all I can say is we need to keep pushing back about what they're trying to do. If we don't push back, then they've won. Got to keep pushing. Push for what's right. Well, Matt Gaetz was in Missouri, so I don't know. I think it's a bunch of dirt, dirty laundry that somebody decided to get out. Could be completely wrong about that, but I think as a Republican, he's super strong. But this little deal that somebody managed to turn up and bring out, yeah, it's hurtful. But everything will come out, if it's meant to be, it'll come out the right way, I guess is what I'm saying. Just got to kind of hang in there and Bill, couldn't agree with you more on that. They did a poll here recently where the most important thing to people that polled, it was like 68 or 70% of the poll was election integrity. Because a lot of people a lot of people know that they got cheated. They had the rug pulled out from under them, and I think we all are in the same boat. And I don't like where everything's going. I mean, all I can do is try to fight for what I believe in, which is good stuff. Resume enhancement. That's pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty scary. I just hope that I just do a lot of praying and say, hey, look, some things we don't have control over. Yeah, it's real scary. I asked my mom if she's been talking to her financial advisor when I was up there and keeping track of where investments are going and making sure that she says she's doing all right and she's not losing a bunch of money. So that's important. But I tell you what, it's even tough for this old guy to make any money anymore. And I get worried about our future just as well. Because unfortunately, we're one of those couples that live pretty much paycheck to paycheck right now, because I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah, I've seen that UFOs are real too. Yeah, I did see that. And they had a article on that the other day. Yeah, we are hanging by a thread. One thing that you don't hear about, you don't hear a lot about what side of the fence is the military on, because to me they're kind of a force anyway. How many of them are actually following the commander in chief now? It can't be good. I would think we don't have the leadership we need in office. We don't have leadership. We just got a bunch of buffoons in there that are selfish, and they want everything for themselves. And they'll get on the television to just flat lie to your face, just as long as they're getting their agenda met. And it's a piss poor freaking agenda at that. Yeah. Yep. I just did somebody see? Did any of you all see the commencement speech that he did for the Coast? Was it the Coast Guard or something like that? Where he tried to use a joke that Reagan had done back in like 88 or something, like 88 or 89, and absolutely nobody laughed at it, which I thought was hilarious. Just shows how much of a pompous idiot he is. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Very true. Something I want to bring up. They're talking about all these. I don't know if you all know who Jeff Bezos is. If you don't, he is the CEO of Amazon. Very rich dude. Very rich dude. Anyway, he came up with this plan. Because I'm going to talk about a little bit about vaccines, which I don't. I have my own personal deal, and to me, it violates the HIPAA policy for someone to ask you whether or not you've been vaccinated, because that is confidential information that only you and your doctor or physician shares. So anything outside of that, somebody asking for you or somebody giving you giving you some sort of passport, means you've literally given up your right to privacy for the HIPAA policy. Now, tell me that doesn't make any sense at all. Number two, the Jeff Bezos has this plan that he's come up with, that if you're an Amazon employee and you've been vaccinated, you get this green check mark as a sticker and you are allowed to go back to work without a mask. And if you're not vaccinated, you're SOL. That to me is discrimination. So there's so many points on this thing that are just wrong. Yeah, and there was they had the governor of Ohio on there today, and he actually brought that point up. I can't believe it came out of his mouth, but he actually said, how is this not a violation of the HIPAA policy? You're not required to disclose that information anywhere to anybody other than your physician. If you do, then you're basically giving up your privacy rights. And I would think that would be something that could be upheld in a court of law. I am no lawyer, and I never claim to be. The only thing I can say is it's just, to me, that's common sense. If you think about it, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, how can they do that and not be violating, violating your privacy rights? It just doesn't make any sense. That's just another thing that they're trying to take away from you. They basically want full control over you. Yeah. But if you tell somebody that, they're going to deny that the whole way, any way, shape, or form. The absolutely unplausible deniability is something like that. Stephen, the only thing that I can see is if a class action came to it, I wouldn't put it past somebody. I would not put it past somebody that if you start poking the bear, so to speak, that that bear's going to end up eating you, if that makes any sense. So many things in question, that to me is concerning more than anything. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. That's what, Stephen, that's what Jeff Bezos is doing. He is doing exactly that. If you are an employee there and you're unvaccinated, they're basically isolating you. And they were saying that, again, I seen this on Newsmax. They basically stated that there's like 4 questions that you get asked when you, I guess, before you can go in or something like that. And it's like, have you ever been vaccinated? Have you ever been sick? Do you plan on getting vaccinated? And why not? And what's your reasoning why you don't get vaccinated? Again, those questions to me are none of their business. To me, that's just another way for them to get information out of you that you don't legally have to give because of the HIPAA policy. That is none of their business. So anyway, I need to get off that rant, but sorry about that. I'd probably vented. I probably shouldn't have, but I get a lot of the same viewers in here at night, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And the fact that a lot of you, quite a few of you checked up on me. uh, I don't know, but I don't know if I'd go that far on that one, Bill, but that's pretty funny. I don't know that I'd want to know if you're asking, like some of these people that are out there. But anywho, yeah, I got to say thanks to everybody that checked up on me. Why I was MIA there for a while. I really appreciate it. One I'm surprised I haven't seen on here yet tonight is Hybrid Muscle Garage. He's usually out there somewhere, but haven't seen him tonight. He emailed me and a couple other did. First car guy to get kicked off of YouTube for being too political. Yeah, I know. That's scary. No, well, not that kind of sick. I'll actually do a video that I sit down and explain what happened, and just I don't want to do it on a live stream. I'll do it on a regular video. Probably record that one first thing in the morning, and kind of spill the beans nonetheless, and it'll make a little more sense. But Bill, I'm never really well. I'm definitely sick in the head. I'm just as crazy as half the other people out there, but crazy in a different way. No, they probably won't. And I don't know that there's a couple of guys at our work that got COVID and were out. I don't know if they got paid for it or not. I didn't ask. It's none of my business. I just take it one day at a time. Right? Yep. Because they really can't discriminate based on a medical history anyway. What do you think, bub? What? 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 You need to go out? You go outside? All right. Hang on, guys. I got to let the kids out. Shut this TV off since nobody's watching it. Yeah, Bill, I would agree with that. It's just kind of crazy how much they pushed for this vaccine. They never pushed the flu vaccine this way. They never pushed the chickenpox vaccine like this. Why are they so intent on pushing this vaccine? It raises questions. What are they not telling you? I think it's just like a disguise or something. That's my common sense thing going on. Yeah, Stephen, that could be true. Um, our employer has not enforced that. Um, in fact, uh, my employer flat out said that there is no way on this green earth that I'm getting it. I told you about, um, well, I may and may not, but my service manager that we had, Charlie, hell of a good guy. He was just kind of getting forgetful. He's getting up there in age. Anyway, he had got a vaccine shot, and a week later he got a stroke. Now, I don't know if it's coincidence. Excuse me. I don't know if it's coincidence or it was something that was underlined that just happened to show up, but seems to me it's kind of fishy. Uh, but anyway, he lost uh, pretty much all use of the left side of his body for the most part. Um, he can't talk very well, has to make sentences, but it's a bad deal. So we lost him. He's still around, but he can't work anymore. Yeah, I'm like you, Bill. It's too much that's been untested. Um, I have my own reasons, but nonetheless, I have not seen that. That's interesting. Put in magnets to the arm. Huh. That just leads me to believe there's something in the vaccine. Maybe that's a good thing because maybe the magnet will short out, any kind of electronic device that's in there. You got my curiosity up now. course, there's a lot of these myth and fact checkers out there now on that same deal. If you go to Google, obviously, but they're only going to show you what they want you to see anyway. You got one that was out by Forbes. Hey, can I call you back?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, they've got some conspiracy theorists out there now that they're saying that, of course, they're only going to tell you what you want to see anyhow on that. Bill, like I said, that was Zoe. I don't think she hears anymore, so she meows almost at the top of her lungs all the time. Occasionally she'll quit, but yeah, there's another browser extension out there that you can use that doesn't track either. I downloaded it on one of my other ones. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they don't track you either. Yeah, I mean on good old Bookface, you can turn all your fact checkers off. So anyway, well, boys and girls, I'm going to call it a night. Been on here about an hour and a half. Been fantastic talking to y'all again. Be looking for some videos. I don't know that I'll get one out tomorrow, but more likely probably Wednesday I'll start back up, try to get some out there. I got a lot of recording to do tomorrow. So Steven, I got it, and I will look for it in my email. So I will talk to you all soon. And again, I appreciate everybody that reached out and checked on me. It meant quite a bit. And we'll try to do it again next Saturday. So y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. Bye-bye, y'all.